Hey, good morning guys. Today is the 5th of October and I'm going to go ahead and start preparing my garden for winter. I'm going to start with this hanging basket that I had in my vegetable garden. The only thing I want to save is this geranium. So I've got this pink and this beautiful red one. So I'm going to take as many tip cuttings as I can and just root them in water. And then I'm going to grow them over the winter so I can use them in my hanging baskets next year. And the rest of the plants I am trashing. You can see all the blooms are being chewed up. So this one's covered in budworm. So there's a little guy there. And then we've got a lot of those spotted yellow and black beetles that chew all the blooms. And then this basket, I've seen grasshoppers as well as a lot of aphids. The stems are full of aphids. So I'm going to save these geraniums, take the tip cuttings, and then I'll probably soak them in some insecticidal soap and water just to make sure I don't bring aphids into the house as well. Oh, here you can see the beetle. These guys are everywhere right now. So I'm just going to keep the tips. I'm going to remove all the blooms. And I'm going to take this tip off so it doesn't just keep blooming. Now because I'm going to root it in water, I think I'm just going to keep 2 leaf nodes. It'll just sit in the vase better. I'll actually take these off as well. I'm going to give these a once over with the insecticidal soap. Now these pink ones, I find that they're always so much healthier than the red ones. Their stems are thicker and they're just fuller and the blooms are more vibrant and full. But together they look so beautiful. So I always love keeping the red one as well. Okay, next I'm gonna put a bit of Castile soap into this bucket of warm water. Okay, those feel really clean. And I don't see any pests. I've just marked these plastic cups, so this one red, and then I'm going to try some of this propagation promoter. I haven't used this much, just experimenting. It says 5 drops, so ooh, okay, that felt like about 5 drops. Okay, now the water looks terrible, but okay, so these cuttings are done. I'm just going to place these in my kitchen window where I can keep an eye on them. Next, I'm just going to quickly clean this hanging basket in preparation for next year. I'm going to spray it down with this Dawn Power Wash, and also making sure to get into these crevices at the back. You can see there's a lot of eggs, possibly spiders, could be mealies, I don't know, but I'm going to spray them out. Okay, I'm going to let that sit for a minute, and then I'm going to scrub it and rinse it off. Now while I'm waiting for that to soak, I've got a beautiful butterfly on this container. Oh, there he is. So pretty. There, that looks a lot better. I'm just going to leave it in the sun to dry and then pop that in the attic. Next, I'm going to be digging out the Fiesta Caladiums, and then I am going to be throwing out this specific chenille plant. I am going to take some cuttings of another one that I've got, and then the caladium on this side. Even though some of the leaves are still looking really beautiful, I'm just going to place this whole pot inside my garage to dry down, and then in about 3 or 4 weeks I will harvest the corms. Next, I want to pot up this Rabbit Tracks Maranta. So this is a plant that I had for quite a few years and it was just doing poorly. So I ended up chopping the whole thing to pieces and then just rooting all the cut bits. And they've been in here for quite a long time. So what I want to do is separate them out and then pop them into this giant self-watering container. Now I know this pot is definitely an overkill. It's enormous and it takes a lot of pond, and I think the root system of these plants is way too small for the amount of pond that is in here, but I think they're going to develop pretty quickly. And my plan is to plant these and then surface water them until I can see roots coming through the bottom. So I'm going to treat this as just a regular potted plant. And then once I see the roots reaching the bottom, I'm going to start using the water reservoir. So I am going to try and take these all apart, and it's actually quite easy. They haven't entangled too much. Yep, they're all loose, so that's wonderful. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I need to fill a little bit more pond in here. Now I didn't rinse this pond, it's so dusty. I think I'm just going to plant everything and then I'm going to run the hose outside in the garden over it. Oh, it's dusty. Yeah. These are so beautiful. And because they've got the water roots already, I think it's going to be nice to just pop them straight into the semi-hydro system. I'm just going to go mix up one more batch of pond, fill this up higher just so I can anchor them better. And then I'm going to call this project done and then just water it in and just see how it goes. I'll keep you posted. I got this cute little guy on clearance at Lowe's. So I want to try and carefully remove this fake bloom. You can see how it's trying to pull the hair off. So I'm going to give that a snip. And then I'm going to carefully unpot this and put it into some fresh soil in a more solid pot. I think I'm going to use this terracotta pot. Oh, dang it, I just dumped it in the soil. Let me just get my brush. There, it's looking cute. Now I'm just going to pot it into some clean soil. I've mixed up a nice fresh batch. I did microwave the soil just in case there's any fungus, gnat, larvae in there. And then I am going to put a bit of systemic in all of my succulent pots because I'm going to start bringing them in for the winter. And I think, yeah, just getting the new fresh nutrients, and I think I'll also put some mycorrhizae, so the shark powder, into the soil as well. Cute. Yeah, so I'm not going to apply any water, maybe for 2 days. Just let any of the roots that are damaged heal over. And then I'm going to give it a light drink. Okay, that's what it looks like. It's so cute. It's still tiny. I would say maybe 2 inches in height. So I'm excited to see this one grow. I'm happy I got him. Okay, next I'm getting ready to start transitioning all my little succulents that I grow outside over the summer. I want to start getting them into the house because I don't think we're far from our first frost date. So I'm just going to pop them all out of their containers. Some of them I've still got in the original nursery pots. Others I've got in little terracotta pots, and then I've got quite a few arrangements, you know, with all different succulents in one big bowl. I might separate those out, I'm not sure yet, but I'm just going to do all the single cups that I have. What I want to do is give them fresh soil. So you can see these are fairly root bound. So I'm going to take as much of the old soil off as I can, and that'll get rid of like these roly-polies. You can see there's one in the soil here. Ah, there he goes. And I think just some fresh soil to go under the grow lights with will be good. And I will probably spray them with a fungicide and put a little bit of systemic in the soil as well. Now these little see-through pots I think are going to be just great to monitor what's going on. And yeah, that's my plan for this year. I got these 3 little Medusa cuttings from my sister-in-law, so I'm just going to pop them into this little plastic pot. There, it's so cute. Now I'm not going to water this for about a week, and then I'm just going to give it a tiny little bit of water every now and again. Okay, then the wire vine cuttings I took a few weeks ago. This was the second round, and both times I overheated them, so they've gone all moldy and most of them have died, except for 2 strands that have rooted. Oh, you can see the roots on these. I'm just going to pop these together into a little plastic cup. And then I did take more cuttings, and those I am rooting in water this time around. I'm just going to work on some of my succulents. I'm just going to remove as much of the old soil as possible because these are a little bit root bound, and I'd love for these to size up a bit more. I did water these last night because I thought it would be easier to remove the soil, but I think maybe drier would have been better. I want to see if I can take just a couple of the leaves off for propagation. Some of them look like they've got a bit of a fungal infection. I'm definitely going to be removing those. Let me see, I just want to take off enough leaves so that the rosette looks good. This one must come off. I think the rest of the leaves look good. This one here, it's got a bit of damage. I'm going to take that off. There, that's beautiful. But what I am going to do is dunk all these succulents in a fungicide before I pot them up. So I've got a Tupperware filled with 1 gallon of reverse osmosis water, and then I added some of this Gravex fungicide. I did 0.6 into this gallon of water. I just decanted some of the water into a plastic drinking glass, and I'm just going to dunk the whole rosette into the fungicide, and then the root ball I think I'm just going to dip in the cup because it's going to be really messy, so that way I can keep the succulents somewhat clean. And then I'm just going to put them upside down to drip dry, and then I'm just going to keep doing that with all of them. Oh, it's got little pups starting at the bottom here. That's so cute. quite a number of them. There's more on this side. Now this one, I think I'm going to take some of the lower leaves off just to free up the little babies. Okay, so that frees up the pups a little bit. I think I am going to take a few more leaves off. So that's where I'm going to stop, and then I am going to dunk this into the fungicide solution. This one's making a beautiful pup. Yeah, I love the coloring on this one, it's so beautiful. I don't know the names of my succulents, unfortunately. But this one's got quite a number of little pups around the base. It's a pup there as well. So once I remove these leaves, it'll free all the babies up to size up. Actually, it looks pretty healthy. I do have some marks on the leaves, like that looks fungal to me. So this one's going for its dip quickly. So these two are looking really ugly, but I am going to try and salvage them. We go and dunk them. So this one, if I look down here, it looks like there was some sort of rot, although it feels firm. It could be fungal as well. I think I'm going to dunk this one in the fungicide, and then before I pot it up, I'll remove these lower leaves and give it a nice clean cut, and then so just behead it and restart just this little rosette. All right, let me go dunk him. Do I want this little pup? Yes, it's so cute. All right, I'll pot that one up separately. Okay, let me go and dunk these last 4, and then I think I'm going to start potting those up before I do the next batch. Look how cute this little thing is. Okay, I filled this low terracotta bowl up with my succulent mix, and then I'm going to be popping in some of these super donkey tail leaf cuttings. So I recently beheaded the super donkey tail and then placed the cut heads in around this bowl, and then all the little pups are starting to form along the stems. And then I do want more of this plant, so I am going to pot up some of these little pups. So I'm just going to select a few of the leaves that have pups and roots, and then just pop them in here. And then I'm still experimenting with this great white powder. It's absolutely not necessary. It's just something I am experimenting with. I'm just going to lay them on the edge. Now some of them only have pups and no roots yet, so I'm not going to worry about those. I think I prefer the ones that either have the pup and the root, but definitely some roots. So this one here is a good candidate. Okay, so this is all I'm keeping. The rest I'm just going to toss. So that's just how I'm going to pot them up for the winter. So I'll be able to see the roots. Now these have been treated with a fungicide, and I'm not going to water this in right away because I did soak the root ball in the fungicide as well. And yeah, as soon as I feel that they are feeling a little bit like they're still nice and firm, so if they are feeling a little bit softer, I will start watering them. So this one's looking really good. Even though this leaf is a bit off color, it's super firm, and I think I'm just going to leave it be. I did have these sitting upside down in the kitchen sink. Yeah, there's no standing water in there. And then I'm just going to pot this one up as well. This is the one with all the little pups. I'm going to try and plant it a little bit higher, and I did remove leaves that are right around the pups so that they can size up a bit more. And then once they are a bit bigger, I will take them off and pot them into their own little pots. Okay, so this one I have exposed the little pups. I didn't bury them. So this leaf here, I might propagate that one. And now because it's unbalanced, I think I'm going to do this leaf. Yeah, I think that's enough. And I'd like to get this off. There we go. Should I remove this leaf, because I think this is a good one to take off as well. Because now this little baby has a chance to move down, and then maybe this leaf here should come off. There we go. Yeah. Oops, I just broke another. Why are they breaking off so easily? Anyway, but this rosette's beautiful, and I'm just going to pop that into its own pot. Okay, one's nice. Okay, and then this beautiful one, I'm just gonna remove the dead leaves. It does have a little pup or something coming over here. Beautiful. Now this is the succulent that I said I was going to cut back. So I'm going to carefully remove these lower leaves. I'll propagate those. And then I'm just going to snip the whole root system off just to get rid of this funky looking thing. I think I'm just going to make the cut right here. This doesn't look like a nice shape to me. I wonder if I should remove those leaves as well. Yeah. Yeah, that does look a bit better. I don't like that the farina's messed up on this one. Mind you, it's just wet from the fungicide. I wonder if I should put this one in a smaller one since it doesn't have any roots whatsoever. Yeah, I'm going to use a small cup for this one. So this one's still a bit messy. I just can't blow it because of the dry soil. So I'm just going to leave that one on the side so I don't forget not to water it. And then I am going to keep all these leaves to propagate. Okay, next I've got this succulent that's got the sunburnt or rotted leaves in the center. I'm going to try and get this out. I'm going to take this layer out as well because it looks yucky. And this succulent might not even make it, or it might make a bunch of cute little pups. I think this leaf I will propagate, this one and this one. Let me keep these over here. So I'm just going to monitor this. If it makes a cute ring of pups and it looks nice, then I will keep it. If not, I'll just remove all these leaves and propagate. So I'm interested to see what this one does. Next I've got this one, and I think I'm going to cut this little pup off. You get a sharp knife. Should I separate them because they look kind of cute together? I think I should. I'm just going to go in there and there we go. Let me take some of these ugly leaves off. I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to cut that and place it straight into the potting mix. So I'm just going to do that. It's going to have a skew stem in the pot, but that's fine. And then this is the other pup. Let me just clean it up. Oh, it's so cute. Should I take this one off as well? I think it'll have better rooting ability if I do. Oh, it's so cute. It's so tiny. Now I could plant this and get more pups, but I'm not really interested in that. So I'll pot those up and then I'll keep these little leaves. This one I'm just going to push into dry soil. It can callus over in the soil. And I'm just going to place this fresh cut over the dry soil. Now I've got these oddballs. I really don't know if I even want to keep these. Yeah, let's keep them, see what happens. I can always throw them out. I could cut them back and start them over. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'm going to plant the roots and just leave a couple of leaves, and then I'm going to behead this one, and then fresh growth will grow out of here. This guy will root and I'll have more, and then I can really decide if I like it or not. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use the little cup. I think I'm going to remove this leaf and this one, and then these two. And then I'm going to make a cut right here. Look how it looks on the inside. Now I wonder if that's some sort of rot. No, it seems to be going all the way up the stem. Well, I'm just going to plant that piece. And just see what happens with this one as well. And then I'm going to do the same with this plant. Okay, I'm left with these 4 succulents. Now usually I would behead this and just start over with a little rosette, but then every year it just grows tall. So I think what I'm going to do is plant it. I'm going to put them all in individual pots, and then I'm going to remove the leaves, say from here all the way down. So just strip the whole stem, and then just see once it pushes pups along the stem what it looks like. Maybe that's going to look better. I don't know. If it looks terrible, I can always just behead it and start over. I'm not going to keep any of these leaves. It looks so silly. It looks like something from Dr. Seuss. No, we will not blow that dry soil. Okay, it's already got a little pup forming there, so I'm just going to see what these do. Okay, so this is where I'm at so far with my succulents. So there are the 4 taller ones, and then all the beautiful rosettes. The one that I took the center out, those are the ones I chopped. And then these are the 2 pups I separated. And that's just a fraction of the succulents that I want to go through. Now I know this is a big job, but my goal is to keep my succulents super healthy, and I'd love to size them up. Growing succulents in the Midwest is not ideal, but I just really, really love them and I want to have them and I want them to look good. So yes, this is my process. I know for some people this might be a game changer. Like they might think I would never have succulents and put this much work into them. But for me, it's relaxing. I love doing it. I've got a lot more to do. So I want to separate out this pot. You can see we've got a little bit of a congestion going on in this one. So I need to separate this pot out. Then I've got a whole bunch of succulents on this table that I want to separate out. So these have all grown so big. This cubic frost and all of these I need to separate out. I've got them all, they're all buried and hiding. And then these I'd like to put into see-through pots. The blue moonstones as well as the pink moonstones I'm going to leave as they are. I'm going to leave this hypertufa as it is. I recently took all the leaves off of these stems and look at all the little pups that it's been pushing. There's so many beautiful babies coming everywhere. We had rain last night, finally. We haven't had rain in ages and all the succulents are so nice and wet. Look how beautiful it looks with the rain on it. Yes, so this one needs separating out. This one looks terrible. And then what else did I want to separate out? I want to take these out and put them in their own little individual cups. And I got this from my sister-in-law. She put this cute little shell together for me. I love it. It's so cute. I'm going to leave that as it is. Just bring it inside. And then I've got this bowl that I need to separate out. I've got some cubic frosts in there, and then this beautiful prolifica. This is one of my favorite succulents. It just makes so many little babies. And then I've got this pot here that I want to separate out. And then these I still want to bring inside and maybe just pot up. Like this one I'd like to put in a bigger pot. I'd love to size my succulents up. I want them to grow big and healthy. I've got some to clean up there. I've got a little bit of rot on this little, is it a baseball plant, I think? And then I think these I'll leave as they are for now. And yeah. Now if you're interested in seeing the process of me cleaning up my succulents, let me know in the comments. If not, I'm just going to do it off camera and then I'll just show you how they are growing through the winter. But if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.